Hello, everyone, and welcome to Lunch and Learn here at Cleveland Clinic, Lou Ruvo Center for Brain Health in Las Vegas, Nevada. My name is Verla Nieber, and I'm the Education Program Manager. I always like to begin by thanking the Marlin Foundation for their continued support of our efforts here at Cleveland Clinic and specifically the Lunch and Learn program. Today we have a fun topic. It's about dance for PD. And so we know that keeping active in Parkinson's disease is in the best benefit for all persons. Keeps the disease a little bit more manageable. So today we're going to welcome Pamela Lampin, and she is a Dance for PD certified teaching artist. She's licensed global affiliate with the Dance for PD program, and worldwide, Lampin is one of 16 certified Dance for PD teachers who has achieved this honor. Pamela holds a master's degree from UCLA in dance and education, and as a UCLA fellowship and scholarship recipient, her thesis was published as Communication and Understanding within the American Arts Enterprise. She also holds a BFA from University of Milwaukee, Wisconsin in dance and theater performance, where she graduated with honors. Through her accomplishments as a professional dancer and choreographer, along with her academic achievements as an educator at the universities and colleges, Pamela is recognized as a compassionate artist and educator whose focus is to raise awareness for those with Parkinson's disease. Lampin's work is in dance for Parkinson's has received support from the Nevada Arts Council, the National Endowment for Arts, and the Parkinson's Foundation. So please join me in welcoming Pamela to our program. Pamela?
Thank you very much, Verla. It is my pleasure to be here today with you. And I would like to thank the Cleveland Clinic for this honor to be here at today's Lunch and Learn. In order for us to really understand dance for Parkinson's disease, especially if you are a newcomer to this topic, I think it's important that you receive a little bit of history about dance for Parkinson's disease. So about 20 years ago, this lovely lady here, Ole Westheimer, was recognized as the visionary behind Dance for Parkinson's disease. You see, at that time, Ole was the director of the Brooklyn Parkinson's group in Brooklyn, New York. And she held a weekly support group. In that support group, she noticed an overall tone. It was not one of hope. There was frustration and sadness. Quality of life was definitely being impacted by Parkinson's disease for both the person with PD and their caregiver. She listened to them and heard about the challenges of problems with cognitive skills. And then as she watched them come to the support group and leave, the problems with motor skills, balance, endurance, tremor. She just wondered, what can I do to make their life better? She thought on this for some time. And then Ole had that aha moment. You know, we all have those. Some are bigger than others. This one was a grand one. And Ole said, I think a dance for Parkinson's class would be beneficial for people with PD. Now, how in the world do you get from Parkinson's disease to the art of dance? But Ole was making the connection. You see, as a child, Ole had studied dance. She studied ballet. So she was aware of the benefits with motor skills, cognitive skills, and quality of life through dance. The question was, is that experience transferable to someone with Parkinson's disease? And that was her intention, her mission to find out. Much to our benefit, Ole is married to a Parkinson's researcher. So as we know, as couples come home from a long day of work, they converse about their day, their thoughts, their ideas, and she really thought this whole Dance for Parkinson's thing through. Shortly after this, Ole read in the newspaper that the Mark Morris Dance Group in Brooklyn, New York, had opened this amazing dance center, the Mark Morris Dance Center. In the article, they stated that they really wanted the dance center to be open to the community. They wanted to hear about their thoughts and ideas and how dance could benefit the Brooklyn community. So Ole said, why not? And she headed on over to the Mark Morris Dance Center. They welcomed her with open arms. And in this building, this is where Dance for Parkinson's began. One of the things that Ole was adamant about was that the class be taught by a professional dancer. And the reason that is because professional dancers are movement experts. You can see by this picture, it's pretty amazing what these dancers can do. So that was one thing that she said. The other thing is that it needed to be in a dance studio. She wanted the best quality of class for her Parkinson's dancers. The reason being on that was not just because it would be nice, but if we were going to see the real outcomes that she envisioned with Dance for Parkinson's disease, we had to give the people with Parkinson's the best class possible. Another picture of the dancers from the Mark Morris Dance Group. You can see the artistry, creativity. I love the athleticism in this photograph. And they are so well known for their musicality. So the first three teachers for Dance for PD were John Higginbottom, David Leventhal, and Misty Owens. Artists in their own right, teachers in their own right. John Higginbottom continues to teach some Dance for PD classes, and he also has an amazing dance company now. Misty Owens now has moved on to Dallas, Texas. She still trains teachers to teach Dance for Parkinson's disease. She has a well-established program in Dallas, and she is also very active at the Brooklyn location. I looked at Misty as the leader in tap dance for people with Parkinson's disease. She's incredible. And David Leventhal, please take a moment and write down David's name. And after this presentation, Google his name. You will find so many wonderful presentations given by David about Dance for Parkinson's disease worldwide. He has trained over 1,500 professional dancers to teach Dance for Parkinson's disease. He's been involved in research and writing, and he is just an incredible teacher, and I know you will enjoy reading about David and his relationship with Dance for Parkinson's disease. So these were the first three teachers. Now, I would like to share with you that here we have this established class. She wanted it to be exactly like a dance class. The only modification that was made in that class was the first 30 minutes approximately began in a chair, in a seated position. And that is because people with Parkinson's disease sometimes have problems with endurance and balance, yes? So the class begins in a seated position, in a chair, sitting as best as you can forward on that chair, feet firmly planted on the floor, and immediately you find an activation of your core muscles, and you're better able to move with your hand-eye coordination, your flexibility, and those wonderful balance and endurance exercises that we do in a dance and creative way. So that was the only modification. Another interesting point that I found in the development of Dance for Parkinson's disease in the early beginning is that Ole did not want these three teachers to go out and study about Parkinson's disease. And the reason being is very simple. One, if you have met a person with Parkinson's disease, you have met one person with Parkinson's disease, right? So she didn't want them to have a narrow view of what Parkinson's disease. Instead, she wanted them going into those first classes as movement experts, as professional dancers, making intelligent observations and decisions. And then she had these teachers train and study about Parkinson's disease. So Ole was very thoughtful in laying down this foundation for Dance for Parkinson's disease. And the title of being the visionary behind Dance for Parkinson's disease is truly Ole's role in this whole historical moment in Dance for PD. So we are going to step back now 30 years, going back in time. And what is important here is that in the 1990s, scientists and doctors began to look at the mind-body connection. So I often wonder, this is a little side note, I often wonder if when our world began to look at this mind-body connection in science, in medicine, it almost set a tone for Ole to be able to have that vision about Dance for Parkinson's disease. Ole was one of my first teachers in my training when I began about 10 years ago on my journey in Dance for Parkinson's disease, and I hope someday I get to ask her that question. And I think it's a very interesting concept. Understand that hundreds of years ago, doctors and scientists did look at the mind-body connection. But then they drifted away, and they looked at the brain almost as if it were in a box, and then the body separate. So we know as dancers that mind-body connection is so important. And I know for you with Parkinson's disease, our viewers, I know that you get that as well. That mind-body connection is very important to us. So we understand Parkinson's disease can affect a person's sense of self. People with PD wear it on their skin. And by that I mean if someone has cancer, I may not know they have cancer. But for people with PD, it is more apparent that they have Parkinson's disease. It changes one's personal identity, and filling that void, one becomes a patient. Now, how do we remedy this? The benefits of Dance for Parkinson's disease is dance has nothing to do with Parkinson's. People come to the class, and they come to dance. They are not a patient. They are not treated as someone with a disability. They are a dancer. During that dance class, they are free. So you will see in this photograph here, this is from one of my classes in a dance studio. This is very common with all dancers. We have had a wonderful class. You've heard about dopamine. Our dopamine levels are in the right place. We're feeling good. We're feeling balanced on our feet. And the music is playing, and nobody wants to stop dancing. And so here, everyone kept dancing. They found a partner, and they had a wonderful time. So where are dance classes held for a Dance for PD class? Classes are generally held in a dance studio. And the reason being is it's a nice open space. It has a nice level, safe floor. There are mirrors to help us cue and watch each other and see the teacher and see yourself. And also there are ballet bars. You'll see in this photograph, I'm in a dance studio, and there are ballet bars behind us, which we can use for balance exercises. Now, with the current state of affairs, classes are available on the internet. For us here with Dance for PD, we never missed a beat. We went immediately to offering our classes via Zoom. So we have weekly classes via Zoom. Remember this clock in this next dance activity we're going to do. If you have ever seen one of my presentations here at a Parkinson's symposium here at the Cleveland Clinic, you know that I like to move. So in this clock, you're seated now, sitting forward, ideally with your feet firmly planted on the floor. Please do this with me. You're going to rock to that 3 o'clock and 9 o'clock position, almost if you're sitting on that clock. So you'll see by that gentle rocking, you'll feel a shift in the weight of your feet, yes. If you're not there trying this with me, please do so. And then shifting forward to that 12 o'clock if you're sitting on that clock, and 6 o'clock. You'll feel the weight start to shift in your feet in the seated position. In my classes, although you're in a chair, you are not in a static position. You are very much engaged and alive in a whole body experience. So I would like you to enjoy this pre-warm-up exercise that we're going to do. Remember, when you come into a dance class, whether it's in person or on the internet, you need to take that moment to settle yourself, connect your mind to body so you can have a successful outcome of your dance activity. Enjoy. Deep breath in and exhale. Soften your heart. Rocking to the side. Listen to your music. Turn and look. Scoop. Gather into your heart. Feel a softening. Let it go. Second side and side. Deep breaths. Exhale. Gently turn your head, looking down, take your chair if you need. Scoop. Gather into your heart, let it go. Deep breath in. Exhale, rocking forward to that 12 o'clock position. And 6. See your face in the mirror. Now scoop and reach. Melting into your heart, feel a softening. Let it go. Deep breath in, sun salutation. Long reach. Hands into prayer. Third eye prayer. Drop your elbows. Hands to heart. Deep breath in. Unfold your hand. See yourself. Bring it in. Open. See your friend. Bring it in. And let it go. Very nice. Reach out to the side. And coming up, let's do a swing through and reach. Changing hands. Big reach out wide. Eyes following the head. Turn in. And reach through. And folding forward, leading with your heart. Rising up, cross your arms over. Deep breath in and exhale. Lift your heart. And rounding forward. Lift your heart. And rounding forward. Take your chair and roll it up. Sitting nice and tall. Let's do one more reach wide. Big. Press those palms down. Let's take our chair one more time. Flex that ankle strong. Extend your leg, growing taller. Top of the head to the ceiling. Leading with your heart and forward. Now bow. Roll up. Flex the other ankle. Stretch. Reach your head towards me. Now bow. And rolling up. And finish. I hope you enjoyed that dance activity, and I hope you found your breath. Your breath supports your movement, and so you can move with nice flow, and also your breathing helps to support your voice. I want to give one credit here. The gentlemen who provided the music for this presentation were so excited to play this music for you. So I hope you enjoy the music as well. Why dance for PD? In this photograph, we see this beautiful lady strutting her stuff down the aisle. At the end of class, when people feel really unbalanced in class, I form two sides, almost like we have a parade, and they're on the sidewalk, and each person gets to march down or dance down the aisle, feeling good and stepping in time to the music. So in Dance for Parkinson's Disease, we've defined 8 points of why dance for PD. And what I'd like to do with you today is I would like to step back and look at those 8 points within context of the 3 elements that Oli identified with her support group: motor skills, cognitive skills, and quality of life. So with motor skills, we know dance develops strength, fluidity, flexibility, stamina, and balance. Here is a beautiful picture of one of the dancers in my class. At the end of the class, we were moving to 76 trombones, and such a lovely picture of her moving through space and time. Motor and cognitive skills in this point. Dance helps us master skills through progressive training. Now that is quite the statement. But if I were to do, I'm going to step back so I hope you can see me. If I were to do this movement, you might wonder, how in the world did I do that, right? Well, in class, any dance class, we would break it down. I would say, bring your fingertips to your shoulder, and if you can do that with me, and then lift your elbow up and then point forward. There it is. But we would do it slow first. Maybe we could do that in a waltz. And each step is attainable for those in the Parkinson's class. So we discover how to think before we move. Motor and cognitive skills again. Dance is a stimulating cognitive activity that connects mind to body. I love this picture. This was taken here a couple years ago at a Parkinson's symposium here at the Cleveland Clinic. And we were doing a presentation to let everyone know how we can dance and have Parkinson's disease. Quality of life. Dance helps us to forge social connection and a sense of belonging. That is so important. Everybody comes to class each week looking forward to seeing everyone. That's so common in any dance class you have. We have our special place where we come and be, and we get to learn about each other, and it's much fun. So again, I'm going to have you move. This particular dance combination is about footwork. So again, if you would come forward in your chair so your feet can firmly plant on the floor. We often forget about our feet. They're so small in comparison to the rest of us, yet it is so important to warm them up and articulate them to help us with our balance and our grace. Please enjoy. Everybody take a deep breath in and exhale. The next dance activity we're going to do is for our feet. So we've warmed up the upper body, we found our balance in the chair, now we're going to focus on the feet. We're going to roll up to the balls of our feet, and then we're going to roll outside. Now we wouldn't want to do this in a standing position, but you will feel a nice stretch along the outside of your leg and ankle. Don't force it. Feet and ankle are flexed, toes are up, roll in. So a little pointer here, you want to start with your feet a little wider so when your knees drop in, you have plenty of room for the stretch. Let's try that again. Rolling up to the balls of the feet, out to the side, back to the heels. Look at this, we're making a circle. I love this exercise because it not only warms up my ankles, but my lower part of my leg and my foot. I love it. And that's so important for our balancing. Let's flex our ankles again. And we're on our heels, right? And you're going to roll in and up and out. That was always a little tricky, reversing it. So we want to go slow. And remember, when we do these dance combinations, you want to do them in a manner that you are comfortable with. So my point is, if all that you're getting right now is this, and this, Or maybe you're getting this and not the other half. That's fine, because the more you practice, you add one more thing on the next time, one more thing on the next time, and before you know it, you have it. From there, in our warm-up, we're going to flex our ankles, toes are going to go out. Then we're going to rock up on the balls of our feet, and then heels are going to go out. And then toes, and then heels. Now we're feeling a nice stretch on the outside of our legs. We're going to come back in, and toes, and heels, and toes. It's just a simple warm-up. Let's begin. Deep breath in, exhale, and rolling up, and up, and to your heel, and in, and again, roll up, out, heel, and in, roll up. Now reverse that, in, ball, out, heel, and in, around, out, heel, here we go. Turning our legs out from our hips, heels, and toes, and heels, and toes. Reversing that, come back in, toes, heels, very good, a little faster, and toes, heels. One more time, here we go. Very good. So I hope you enjoyed that dance combination. Now your feet and ankles, lower legs are a little more warm. You're feeling a nice energy. You did a nice activity in the upper body, and you're feeling hopefully a little more relaxed in your chair. So we have just been exercising our mirror neurons. Yes, they are so important for our brain. So you see and then do. That is their role. We all know this photograph, right? This picture, the little one mimics, mirrors the adult talking on the cell phone or another activity. What is interesting here is that your brain is more active when it sees something it can do, as opposed to viewing something you cannot do. So when we go back to that point about progressive training where I broke down this activity, correct? But when I broke it down in a slow way so that you could do it, your brain became more active. And you can actually feel that. We all know this one. I won't look at this picture too long because my reaction will be, I will probably yawn. So repeated practice of mirroring techniques can help to unlock movement. And that will create new pathways for us. So in this photograph from class, we decided to partner up. Two friends get together, and one person is the leader, and the other person follows. The music might be very slow and dramatic. It might be a soundscape. It could be very fun, very silly, very fast, all different things. And then, of course, the leader then passes off the role of being leader to the follower, and then the follower becomes the leader, and it goes back and forth. Now, in this particular dance activity, this is an improvisation. People, when they first do this, it feels different. And so it's something that as you practice it, let's say on a weekly basis, you become much more creative and much more mobile in your activities. Actors and dancers do this dance improvisation as well. So motor skills and cognitive skills, dance harnesses imagery, rhythm, and music in the service of intentional movement. So if I said move your hands or move your fingers like a hummingbird's wing, and you can try this with me, And you can go in any direction you'd like. Maybe your hummingbird wings are talking to one another. Or if I said, move your arm like the wing of a soaring eagle. Two different ways of moving. We're using imagery to set our movement. And of course, there's rhythm. We just did rhythm in the previous dance combination. You experienced that. And music will help cue us with intentional movement. Again, thinking before you move. Quality of life. Dance helps us express stories, emotions through our bodies. Oftentimes with exercise in Parkinson's disease, everything is so focused on being happy. And sometimes, in order for us to find happiness, we have to express our story and our feelings about that. And that's different for everybody. So in this particular photograph, we experimented with the idea of moving to poetry. And the poem was written by a woman who has Parkinson's disease, and she spoke the poem, and it was really a lovely experience. If you can see this, the picture behind us in that is a painting by someone with Parkinson's disease. Cognitive skills and quality of life. Dance sparks creativity and develops problem-solving skills. The more we dance, the more we think about what we can do and create. And in this particular photograph, we used a prop. We took aerial fabric, and if you've ever touched aerial fabric, it has nice stretch, and it's very strong. And so we used that as a connection between us, and we did a nice, slow adagio movement, and as we balanced between each other and had a relationship between that fabric. So, the essence of dance is joy. This is my favorite point because it brings together motor, cognitive skills, and quality of life. And I can tell, you can see by this photograph here of people at the end of class, they're just smiling because they feel good and they had a great time. So a quick summary. Ole Westheimer is the visionary behind Dance for Parkinson's Disease. I am grateful to Ole for bringing dance to people with Parkinson's. And she was with the Brooklyn Parkinson's Group. She joined with the Mark Morris Dance Group. Together, they created Dance for PD. So Dance for PD is the only organization that trains professional dancers to teach dance for Parkinson's disease. There are 16 teachers worldwide, 11 in the US, 2 in Canada, 2 in Australia, and 1 in South Africa. However, there are over 1,500 Dance for PD teaching members worldwide, teaching in over 30 countries. So you can see the different levels in Dance for Parkinson's disease. This is the only organization that teaches, trains teachers how to teach Dance for Parkinson's disease. So my point in telling you this is this will be beneficial in your search to find a qualified teacher for Dance for PD. So since 2001, we're coming up almost on a 20-year anniversary. There are 39 peer-reviewed studies about dance and Parkinson's disease. For those with mild to moderate symptoms, through regular participation in a Dance for Parkinson's class, the findings are improvement in motor skills, gait, balance, tremor, and endurance, cognitive skills, executive functions, memory, flexible thinking, and self-control. So what are the key words here? Regular participation. So if I were to participate in a dance class today, and then 3.5 months from now, I take another dance class, and then a year from now, I take another dance class, that is not regular participation. I might enjoy myself, but it will not give me the benefits of dance. So the researchers believe that if you take 2 Dance for Parkinson's classes per week, each a 1-hour class, you will see these benefits in motor skills and cognitive skills. One particular study that I found very interesting was using Dance for Parkinson's disease as an intervention for psychological symptoms. This was done for people who had recently been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, and they were experiencing anxiety and depression. Through regular participation in a dance for PD class, it was documented that there was an improvement in their quality of life by this type of intervention. So in order to keep sustain that quality of life, again, regular participation. Now, for people who are experiencing more advanced symptoms with Parkinson's disease, there is, to my knowledge, there isn't any research in this area. However, I think my colleagues and I will agree that we have found, because we welcome everyone into our class, I have found for those with advanced symptoms the opportunity to join a class, to not be isolated, to do the movement that they can do, even if they're in a wheelchair, and to enjoy the music, and see the people and talk with the people, if they can, in the class is really important for sustaining some kind of quality of life. So I hope you want to experience a Dance for Parkinson's class. I highly recommend you use a qualified teacher because first and foremost, it's important for your physical safety and well-being. And of course, if you want to see positive outcomes in motor skills and cognitive skills, as well as quality of life, a Dance for PD teacher is basically your best teacher to have help to guide you. And then if you want more information about Dance for Parkinson's disease worldwide, you can visit the website at danceforparkinsons.org. It's a very dense website, I will say. There is so much information there. So have fun looking around. You'll see my name listed because I am here in Las Vegas, and I am the Dance for PD certified teacher here on the west, in this southwest here, and I'm also a licensed Dance for PD global affiliate. This next dance combination is rhythm and swinging and stretching. So do what you can. Remember I said that in the first footwork exercise we did. So do what you can, and remember the next time you can add on something more. So there is swinging movement with our arms and stepping movement with our feet. Opposite, ideally, hand to foot, right? Now I want you to try something. If you make a fist and swing your arms, this muscle here contracts, and it's a stronger movement. If you're feeling tension in your shoulders and neck, maybe just keep your hand relaxed and have a more comfortable swinging of the arms. So think about what your hands are doing in this dance exercise. So we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Aha! We go slow, slow, quick, quick, quick. Say it with me. Slow, slow, quick, quick, quick. We do that pattern 3 times. So the first pattern is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We repeat that 3 times. From there, we're going to take our chair, stretch our leg out. So if I'm sitting in my chair like this, I can't stretch my leg very well. But if I'm forward on my chair, sitting nice and tall, feet firmly planted on the floor, I can stretch my leg out. Stand. In that number 11 position, swing and kick our leg forward. One leg goes out, you stand on it, other leg goes out. We will repeat this to the second side. Other foot. Take our chair, stretch, and swing kick. If you would like, you can add the arms on the stretch, swing kick, and stretch, swing kick. Okay? The next part of the dance combination, we point and reach and look. Point to the diagonal. So right to the corner of my chair here. Point. I'm getting a little fancy. I'm lifting my foot up. You don't have to. You can go there. But you can do this if you want. It feels kind of good. Yes? Let's do this. It's fun. Tall. 1, 1, 2, 3, point. Step and rest. I hope you had fun. So for more information on Dance for Parkinson's disease in Las Vegas, Nevada, please visit my website at dancingwithparkinsons-us.com. You will find a lot of information not only on my classes, but some of the projects I'm working on with the Parkinson's community. For example, this summer we had a guest artist program. The first 15 minutes we had professional musicians playing for our class, and we had a mini concert. So we like to do a lot of fun things. You can also personally contact me with your questions about Dance for Parkinson's disease, and I hope to see you in class. So I'd like to leave with one final note here, and it's from a quote from Martha Graham. Nobody cares if you can't dance well. Just get up and dance. Great dancers are great because of their passion. Thank you, and I look forward to your questions.
How fortunate we are to have a certified Dance for PD instructor right here in Las Vegas, especially since there's only 14 worldwide. So, wow, that's amazing. Thank you for your presentation. Just a couple questions, really. And I did forget to say to everyone as we began, if you would like to add a question, there's the Q&A box if you hover over your screen, and please feel free to drop questions in. Ones that came to my mind was, would dance for PD be recommended for other movement or neurological disorders? As we treat people with Huntington's disease here, we treat people with dementias. Would Dance for PD translate well to those disorders as well?
I think that's an excellent question. I am trained to teach dance for Parkinson's disease. So that is what I do. However, my door is not closed to people who have other movement disorders. And I have had people in class who have had various movement disorders. What I ask of those people, let's say, for example, you were to join my class via Zoom, I ask for you to modify the movement in a way that is beneficial for you and at the direction of your caregiver and your physician. So that is something that I welcome everybody, but I respect my expertise in what I do with the Parkinson's community.
So, and actually one of our viewers mimicked that question in the chat box, saying, do you ever help HD Huntington's disease patients? So I think that that would be worth a conversation offline with Pamela via the email address that she just provided us with. Also, Pamela, I was just wondering, are care partners able to attend the classes with your patients that have Parkinson's?
That is an excellent question. I encourage care partners to participate in the Dance for Parkinson's class, first and foremost because they always tell me how good they feel after class as well. I feel great after the class. It's a wonderful dance class. So many times, caregivers, care partners will participate in the class. For some care partners, it's time for them to have a break and maybe do something that they need to do for themselves, but the door is always open. However, if someone is, especially when we meet in person, or even at home, if someone is in need of assistance, for example, coming to a standing position, then we ask that the care partner be present with the person who has Parkinson's disease. Oh, I have to share this side note really quick. There was one holiday season I was teaching, and the woman who had Parkinson's disease asked if her grandsons could come to class next week. I said, of course. Oh my gosh, they were a big hit. So family is always welcome to participate in our classes.
Oh goodness, I had a question I was going to ask you and I lost it. Well, maybe it'll come back to me. That is the all the questions that actually came through our chat box today. We appreciate the expertise that you've shared with us, Pamela. I know that I was doing some of the little movements that you were demonstrating as I sat here in my chair, and it made me feel so good. So I can imagine that actually participating in the class must be great joy. And so thank you. And with that, and since there are no other questions coming into the question and answer box, we'll wrap up our session. We do have more information available to you on Parkinson's disease in particular. If you visit our online library, we have a lot of different books. We can also, we have flyers available in our library that we are always happy to pack up and ship out to you. So if you have specific questions about Parkinson's disease, please reach out and we'll try and get some great resource information to you. You can see just by looking at your screen that our library books, our e-library is available at keepmemoryalive.org/library. And if you do not have a patron number, so you aren't able to check those out and drop them into your Kindle or your reader, just reach out to Lou Ruvo Library at ccf.org or give me a call. That is my work cell phone number, and I carry it with me at all times. And then to view all of our future programs, please feel free to visit clevelandclinic.org/Nevada events. And I do know that this Saturday there is a big online PD event available. And so if you need more information, definitely go to clevelandclinic.org/Nevada events, and you can register for that free online Parkinson's event. And I believe Pamela will be at that event as well. There was one other question that just came in. I'd like to know how lose some, but I don't understand the question completely. Is there more to it? I would like to know how lose some. If you want to add a little bit more. Okay, I'll contact you offline, the person that asked that question, to see if we can get a little bit more with that. And so with that, I will just say thank you again for tuning in today, and we look forward to hosting you again next week. We will actually have one of our caregivers whose loved one had frontal temporal dementia. And so she's going to just share with us the experience that she had as a caregiver for that unique dementia. As we know, dementia is kind of an umbrella, and it has lots of little specific types underneath. And frontal temporal dementia happens in the frontal lobe of the brain and has a very different way of manifesting itself than, say, Alzheimer's or dementia with Lewy bodies. So please join us next week for that speaker. And with that, I say thank you.